When I first started my healing journey, I binge watched on narcissism videos, right? Understanding and getting that validation that helped me to have that clarity. Well, now I binge watch on law of attraction and how to raise your vibration videos. And I was thinking the other day, something interesting. I was thinking narcissists raise their vibration. They know how to raise their vibration, but they do it at the expense of their target. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, how narcissists use you to raise their own vibration. With that in mind, my name is Michele. I'm a life coach and I dedicate my time to helping people overcome complex PTSD and to break through subconscious programming. If those are topics that you like, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you're notified of my latest videos. So, how do narcissists raise their vibration at your expense? To understand that, let's take a look at the scale that helps us to know what each emotion is calibrated at. It was made by Dr. Hawkins, and I'm going to leave a link to his book as well in the description box below for anyone that's interested in learning about that. You'll notice that the emotion that is calibrated at the lowest frequency is shame. So what does that mean that it's at the lowest frequency? What helped me to understand this was the illustration about a radio, right? If I have my radio, which I don't have, but if I had a radio still, and I put it on 107.9, right? I put that channel on 107.9, I'm going to get certain music on that channel. If I then change it to 92.3, I'm going to get a completely different song or information or whatever on that channel, because they are at different frequencies. Well, it's the same thing with our emotions. Each emotion vibrates at a different frequency, again, with shame being kind of one step above death, pretty much. So it's the lowest frequency, and narcissists are made up of a core sense of shame. That's their most overwhelming emotion that's inside of them. Now, here's the interesting thing, okay? Because they always say like attracts like, and that's true, right? We attract externally what we are internally. Well, narcissists don't look for people that are calibrating at the level of shame, because that would be of little to no use to them. But they do look for somebody that has a shame wound. A wound that maybe the person isn't calibrating at 20, but there's a wound there that the narcissist can kind of put their claws in. But more often than not, even though this person has that shame wound, they're calibrating at a higher level because maybe they've learned to love themselves, or they have a lot of passion in their life. They're excited about life. They're talented. They're creative. They like themselves to a certain degree. They have a lot of inner peace, maybe peaceful relationships, and they're calibrating at a higher frequency. And the narcissist sees that. They're attracted to that. Narcissists are not attracted to low frequency people. I just wanted to make that clear. But they are attracted to high frequency people that have a shame wound. Okay, so what happens? How do they raise their vibration? So they enter a relationship with this person, right? And I'm being honest, I think that narcissists have really good taste. I'm not saying that because of myself, but in my face-to-face coaching, I coach people internationally, and I have met the most amazing people that are victims of narcissistic abuse. Amazing, beautiful, talented, creative, passionate people. But what happens is the narcissist is attracted to the shine of their partner, or their target, I should say, because it could be any relationship, including work. So they're attracted to the shine of their target, but that shine suddenly makes them feel inferior. By seeing what that other person is, it only makes it more obvious what they are not. So what happens is they begin to raise their vibration and lower yours. Here are some ways that they do that. Let's say you have a passion, right? And you're really good at it and you enjoy it. It makes you feel good. It brings a lot of love and peace to your life. And in the beginning, maybe the narcissist kind of flattered you for it, but suddenly they begin to insult you about it. Maybe they make you feel guilty, as if by spending time engaging in what you love or what brings you joy, you're being selfish or a bad person. So they begin to open up your shame wound, okay? What happens is, done consistently over a long period of time, eventually that passion and excitement dissipates. So over time, that person, that target in a relationship, slowly stops engaging or enjoying those things that brought them passion. They stop. I can't tell you how many times in my face-to-face coaching people told me, Michele, I used to love doing this, but I was always criticized for it or made to feel stupid for doing it or selfish for doing it, that little by little I lost that joy and that passion. When you deflate and your vibration goes down from that joy and passion to maybe feeling guilt and shame, all that energy doesn't just disappear. It gets sucked up by the toxic person. For example, let's say you are happy, right? You had a wonderful day at work, you come home and you're just in a really good mood. What does the toxic or narcissistic person do? Do they share that good mood? No. If they don't outwardly insult you or make you feel bad about something or criticize you for something, they'll do it with their face. They'll give you this look, the look, that makes you feel like you did something wrong. So all of that happiness and joy, boom, it's gone. And have you ever noticed that when you're happy, right, the toxic person is miserable and in a bad mood, but the second you lose your joy and happiness, it's almost like the toxic person is now inflated and in a good mood, and they look at you like, what's wrong with you? You're such a miserable person. I can barely tolerate you, because now they're in a good mood. They've taken your energy and they're blaming you for it at the same time. They've taken your higher vibrational emotions and they've transferred theirs into you. Their shame is now being carried by the target. This happens at work as well. Let's say you're a good worker, a hard worker. You trust your abilities. Other people trust your abilities. You're confident in what you do at your job. Well, if there's a narcissist in the dynamics, they can start making you feel fear. Fear that you made the wrong decision. Fear of what somebody else is saying about you behind their back, which of course is completely fabricated. They will start saying and doing things that provoke fear in you. And when you lose that confidence, that inner peace of who you are and what kind of person you are, guess who gets it? The more at peace you are with yourself, the angrier and fearful the narcissist. But when you become angry or fearful for whatever reason, they inflate and they feel more sure of themselves. It's almost like, and I've said this in so many other videos, it's almost like you're an emotional regulator for their emotional frequency. The higher you are, the lower they are, and they can't stand it. So they change the dynamics by either making you angry, making you feel guilt, fearful, apathetic, anything, because once you're lowered to those emotions, the energy that you had gets absorbed by them. So if this resonates with you and you are in situations where you feel like somebody is always stealing your energy, right? Or taking your higher vibrational emotional states and lowering them all the time in order to raise themselves, then you can't change the other person. You can't focus only on the other person and what they're doing. In order to change the dynamics, you have to focus on you and what you can do to change those dynamics. I am always putting out tools that help people to know how to handle situations like that. In fact, take a look at my playlist entitled How to Outsmart the Narcissist, because it is full of tools that help you to keep your energy. For example, the observe, don't absorb technique. That's not to change the narcissist. That's to help you to not be lowered to a state of shame. So for example, you're feeling happy. That irks the narcissist because they're only aware at how low their vibrational state is. They see you up here, they're down here. So they throw criticism at you. They try to make you feel bad. They try to make you feel like They try to make you feel like you've done something wrong, or you're just a bad person for whatever happiness you are having. When you don't understand what they're doing, most people wind up lowering their vibrational state and dropping down to shame. They don't realize that they are playing into the narcissist game. But when you understand it and you apply a tool like the observe, don't absorb, you notice and you're like, oh, I'm in a good mood. They're irritated because I'm happy as usual and they're doing something to take that away. That's okay. They're allowed to act that way. I'm still allowed to stay happy. So the tool is designed to help you to keep your emotional state. The same thing with one sentence statements like, you're allowed to feel that way, or you're allowed to have your own opinion. That's to help you when the narcissist is trying to provoke you into being angry, right? So you're feeling at peace, you're happy, and they say something, they accuse you of something ridiculous most of the time, or they say something about you that's very insultive. It's meant to rise up anger in you, because as soon as you get angry and you lose your cool, it's like burping a baby. The baby feels better. Well, the narcissist feels better. You've been provoked to that negative emotion. Now they can sigh and relax, and they can raise their vibration to whatever you were at before you were provoked. Apply one sentence statements that allow the narcissist to stay themselves and be themselves if they want to be nasty, while allowing you to stay yourself. When you learn that tool, you don't lose that, you don't drop down to the frequency of anger. They can't take away your frequency of peace, and you get to maintain your energy. So if you need more tools like that, please check out my playlist, How to Outsmart the Narcissist, so that you can change those dynamics.